Come on over, it's time for Tim Friend. Here's the rules to my Nuzlocke run. Pause the video if you gotta read them. Boop. And welcome back to Tim Friend. You may have noticed the Zeepa's already level 13, even before the grinding session has started. That's because Zeepa hit level 13 just by running into wild Pokemon on the way to the ranch. Which is, I mean, I'm down to not have to use Zeepa right now. I am okay with that. That means we only got 5 Pokemon, 5 levels to get in this area. That's not so bad, is it? That's not so bad. We can just roll in with Harnda and have the experience slide over to Mr. Man where we missed the can. And we'll have a fine time. Just a fine time. Yes, every time this Azurill uses Aqua Jet, that means we get the analytic bonus on tackle. One shot? Not quite. Alright. I wanted to talk a little bit more about why I'm okay with starting this Nuzlocke over. The first Nuzlocke I ever did on this channel was the Pokemon Storm Silver, also a Dryono hack, also very difficult, and we wiped there. Oh my god! Oh my god, we got Zeepa and I could have gotten a Houndour. Oh, Houndour is one of my favorite Pokemon. Look at it, it's an emo doggy. It's dark type and fire type. Do you understand how much that appealed to me as I was a child? An unbelievable amount. God. Instead we keep running these ding-dang Azurills. But I was not as satisfied with how our Pokemon Storm Silver Nuzlocke ended. And with this, I want to get through a Dryono game. I want to, like, I don't know if it's feasible in a very real sense for us to do that as a Nuzlocke that is recorded and interesting. Like, at some point, we might have to start over after doing, like, you know, after doing 3 gyms, but do I show like the whole thing? Do I edit it down? Like what happens there? And I haven't figured out the answers to those questions yet. But I'm gonna try my best. I'm really interested to see how like the end game of a Dryono hack plays out. If that's like a really long-term project for us here on Tim Friend, then that's what it is. It might even be like the first fucking Pokemon Nuzlocke to hit the half an hour time slot of the 3 days a week type deal. And that would be interesting, just as I fucking try to blast through as much of Pokemon Blaze Black 2 as I can in like a half an hour, try to catch up to where I was before. You wouldn't even recognize me anymore. Whoa! That's a level 9 Houndour. It's so cool. I'm too nervous to eat berries. Just like in real life. I can't eat these berries. It has Howl. My god, that's cool. I bet it's got a dope moveset too. I bet it's just radical. Howl and Leer. I bet it's got like Bite and like Flame Wheel or Fire Fang or some shit. God. I've been doing Nuzlocks for a long time at this point. Randomized, unrandomized, Dryono, etc. I have never gotten to use a Houndour in a Nuzlocke, and it hurts every time I think about it. It's not like Houndour has amazing stats. In a randomizer, it should show up, you know, fairly commonly. It's gonna be one of those early type Pokemons. But I never see one, and I never get one, and it makes me so sad. I want to use one. And Houndour, like, never shows up in mainline Pokemon games. Just, you know, at all. Like, it shows up in fucking... in the original Gold and Silver, it shows up at night in, like, a patch of grass near Celadon City. So you have to beat the Pokemon League first, and then grind that motherfucker up from, like, level 10. Or some other absurdly low number at that point in the game. It's like great, cool. I really love this Pokemon journey with Houndour that I got to have. And you can have it in Platinum, but we did Platinum as a randomizer, so we didn't ding dang see it in Platinum. did have other cool Pokemon in that run, though. I'm no regrets about that run. But that's like the only other time Houndour exists. Oh, in Pokemon, I think it appears in Pokemon Y, if I'm remembering correctly. Maybe Pokemon X, I can't remember. But it's a version-specific Pokemon. And it's in a place where you, like, it's after the second gym, where you might just fucking have your entire ding-dang team locked in and ready to go. Or at least you might have, like, not room for a fire and dark type to raise up. And that's understandable. But yeah, like, compared to fucking, you know, small birds and other dogs and mice and shit like that, I want to see more Houndour, but that's because I have a huge pro-Houndour a huge pro-Houndour bias. That's what I'm trying to say. But yes, it makes me sad. Okay, just rub it in. Just really fucking drag me about how many cool Pokemon I could have gotten here, and I got a ding-dang Zeepa. Could have got a Riolu. I mean, Riolu would have been a real long-term investment, but we got the Soothe-Bell. We could have taken the time to just run around off camera and get that HP, that happiness up, and then have Riolu evolve, have a fucking Lucario by the first gym. My god, what a rare spawn that is, but also, like, what an incredible counter to the first gym and the second gym, and at least a defensive tank against the third gym. Like, wow, that would have been incredible, but alas, 'twas not to be. And probably will not ever be. Well, I mean, maybe. It depends on how often we have to restart this fucking Nuzlocke, you know? I don't know if we're gonna do this all in one episode. We might have to take another full episode of grinding, or maybe I'll finish the grinding off camera in between episodes, and then we'll fight the gym leader. And if we do fight the gym leader, then we'll talk more about what happens next. Or if we do beat the gym leader, whatever. I'll figure it out. I'm stressing, but I don't gotta be stressing. I'm here with friends. I'm here with you, you're here with me, we're having a good time, we're just playing Nuzlocks together. Maybe you're not playing a Nuzlocke, but every time you see a Pokemon that becomes your new favorite, your new champion, and it kicks the bucket in a sad way, or you see a Pokemon that you're like, this fucking Pokemon sucks, and then I end up using it and it ends up being kind of cool. Like, that's cool in a way that gets you invested in the Pokemon Nuzlocke too. And that's great. I love Let's Plays, you guys. I don't watch a ton of them anymore, but I love the investment you can have, but it's like low stakes investment you can have in the player and maybe in the Pokemon that they're having and stuff like that. I love Nuzlocke Let's Plays. I really love the one on the Griffin McElroy did on Polygon. That one's probably my favorite one. Yeah. I admittedly haven't watched a ton of them, but I love getting invested in Pokemon that I would never think to use. Like, fuck. What was one that he used? Fucking, I don't know. But it's cool to see other people play Pokemon for me, because I don't know if you guys know this. I like Pokemon, both as a concept, as the monsters, and as games. Yeah, I know. Big fucking surprise. Tim Friend likes Pokemon. Real shocker. But I love to watch people play Pokemon in ways that I won't allow myself to. It's very hard for me to be like, I'm gonna use this Pokemon that's bad. Even though, like, the game is often easy enough where you can just get away with using weaker Pokemon. You don't have to use the strongest Pokemon in every Pokemon game. You just don't have to, because the Pokemon games are pretty easy. In a Nuzlocke, I mean, you don't have a fucking choice. But even, like, playing through, like, a game of Fire Red and Leaf Green, every run I didn't use, like, an Alakazam, I was like, man, I should be using a fucking Alakazam. The game would be so much easier. I can win this by just using an Alakazam. And then eventually I'd break down and get an Abra, trade it up to a Kadabra, and then fucking trade it for the Alakazam, and then the game would pose absolutely no problem to me. Because I would also have, like, Alakazam and like Jolteon, or fucking other shit, and I would be unstoppable. And that's fine, but it's limiting because I love the designs of so many Pokemon that are like statistically inferior to other extant Pokemon. Oh, you know what? It's time to end the episode. We'll do another episode of grinding next time, and we'll do the gym leader fight at the end of that one, huh? How's that sound? That sound good? We'll fight this Lillipup first. We'll at least burn this dog. Jeez. Yeah, that one didn't feel great, but it's true. It's what we're doing. We're using a pig with a nose like an outlet to breathe fire on the small terrier that we found in the wild. A small feral dog. Get out of here, you small feral dog. It's time for me to go to the Pokemon Center between episodes. I'll see you next time, where we will definitely fight Sharon. Bye, everybody. We're